Hey guys, so I went to see Marvel's latest offering, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, starring Hollywood's most lovable actor, the one who sips from the fountain of youth every morning for breakfast, 2021's sexiest man alive, Mr. Paul Rudd. I am such a fan. And boy, what an adventure. So, almost the entire movie is set in the quantum realm. And we've seen glimpses of the quantum realm in previous Marvel movies, but in this one, they went all in, and it was so cool. So, this is the third Ant-Man movie, and it finds Scott Lang, Ant-Man, and Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp, and their family stuck in the quantum realm and getting caught up in a battle with a new enemy. I enjoyed this Ant-Man movie. I mean, it had plenty of action, decent story, spectacle, and that Marvel humor that we've all become accustomed to. Although there were times where it got a little bit silly and I was like, but generally, really funny. There's also quite a bit of sentiment in this one, although at times it got a little bit much. I promise, guys, I don't have a heart of stone. But there's a very thin line between oh and oh. And I felt like sometimes they crossed it. When it comes to sentiment in stories, you've got to pitch it just right. Otherwise, it just becomes too saccharine. A major theme in this one is the parent-child relationship. So it explores the relationship between Scott and his daughter Cassie, as well as Hope and her mom Janet. Look, it's very much on a surface level, it ain't that deep, but this is a superhero movie after all, so we're not here for depth. As much as Ant-Man and the Wasp are the stars of the movie, they spent a lot of time telling Janet's story, and I was like, okay, I like this. So Janet is played by Michelle Pfeiffer, who have we given Michelle her flowers? Because I feel like we need to give her her flowers. This woman has been an amazing actress for years. I remember the first time I saw her. She was in the DC universe at the time, and she played Catwoman in Tim Burton's Batman Returns. If you have not seen Batman Returns, you need to do yourself a favor and watch it post haste. It's brilliant. She is brilliant in it. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, she's the best Catwoman I've ever seen. And she's had multiple roles where she's been absolutely amazing. So we need to give her her flowers. But I digress. So Janet is the one who spent ages in the quantum realm before coming back to Earth. So she has some history there. And every time they revealed a new part of her story in the quantum realm, I was like, really? No way. Go on. I was riveted. In telling the story of her time in the quantum realm, we're also introduced to a new villain by the name of Kang the Conqueror. He is quite a force and very Thanos-esque, if you will, and it looks like he's going to be the main villain in this phase of the MCU. I'll be honest, the MCU is starting to feel a little bit repetitive, especially with the introduction of this new villain. I remember with the Infinity Saga, everything was so fresh and new and exciting, and they were telling the story over 20-something movies, and I was invested. Now I'm noticing patterns, and I'm like, haven't we done this before? And not only that, now it's not just a whole bunch of movies that I have to keep up with, series as well, some with multiple seasons. I can't. But yeah, it's starting to feel repetitive and it's a little bit disappointing. On the upside, though, I would say this is Marvel's most visually ambitious movie. Since it's almost entirely set in the quantum realm, they had to create that world, and it was fantastic. I mean, the creatures, the machines, the technology, just the whole environment was just magical, very colorful and organic, and sometimes a little bit gross, but just visually delicious. Parts of it reminded me of Mad Max with some of the costumes, and then with the creatures. I don't know, I was also reminded of like your Star Trek and Star Wars and Men in Black, even. Loved it. The standout performance for me was Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror. He was excellent. Quietly menacing with just the right amount of arrogance, and he kind of drew you in with his performance to the point where I was like, I'm intrigued. I think I want to see more of this character. Great job. This one is a leisurely jog to your nearest cinema. Very entertaining and just a good Marvel superhero movie. So yeah, guys, go check out Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.